Hi, welcome back. In this video, I'd like to talk about some common internal obstacles to inner peace. What do I mean by that, an internal obstacle? Well, I'd like us to distinguish between challenges that individuals face in society due to unequal conditions and other things we can talk about, especially with climate change. That is an important part of the conversation of peace, inner peace, and world peace. And again, in this series, we're really focusing on the internal process and what we can do to best help ourselves feel peace more often. And yes, given what I just mentioned about societies with unequal conditions and how that can create challenges for peace, is it even fair? Is it even possible to talk about commonalities that we face internally on the path to peace? That is a very good question, and this is not the one and only answer. I do want to share what I see are these common obstacles. I've seen them over and over in myself and others, and so I'd like to share that, and then we can just know it is part of the conversation about the path to peace. And then yes, we will have to talk about the outside conditions, our societies, and again, we all deserve that safe, beautiful place to live. And we're all already here, so that tells me we all deserve to be here. Okay, so let's take a quick look at these inner barriers to peace. If you'd like to just pause for a moment and, okay, let's just pause. Take a breath, maybe settle in. Your eyes can be open or closed. And just let yourself breathe comfortably. And think for yourself, what is it that makes peace difficult? If you're meditating or going through your day feeling a bit stressed out, what makes peace difficult? Again, you don't have to have a final answer or even a correct answer. It's okay if you just are pondering but aren't sure. Just gently ask yourself, do I feel peace now? And notice how you're responding to that. And if you're not feeling much peace, does it seem like it would take a long time to feel peace or a very short time? Take a nice comfortable breath. We'll come back together in just a moment. But again, just check in. Notice if you feel any peace. And if not, see if you can get a sense of how far or close peace feels. Take a nice comfortable breath. Come back together. So that was just an initial exploration here, looking at this idea of distance. And that's what I want to say is the first obstacle to inner peace. This idea that it's very far away. Now, okay, I know. It's almost like there have been people saying that it is in fact a lifetime away for quite some time now, perhaps millennia. Yes, all around the world, different cultures have talked about heaven. Yeah, that's far away. That's an entire lifetime. So it's understandable that we would have inherited the sense that, yes, peace is far away. There's just no way to get closer to it and be alive. Yeah, that right there, exactly. Who's going to keep going, right? That it automatically leads us to our next barrier, which is the sense that peace is really difficult. It's lifetime away. I have to do all the good actions. What if I slip up sometimes? What if I get a little greedy in one moment? Or what were we talking about? Oh, forgetful. Yeah, what if I get forgetful and I'm just not a good person for a few hours or days or weeks, or like, I don't want to talk about 2021. We're just not going to talk about that. No, it's all good. So good. I've moved on. Yeah. Right. Again, going back to our stages, and it's true, there are periods of difficulty on the path to peace. It's normal that sometimes we experience chaos and turmoil, and yet peace itself and the journey to peace, not difficult. No, there's nothing difficult about peace. If you're experiencing difficulty, that is a sign to pause and check in. What's going on? So, okay, we have two obstacles already. The sense that peace is far away, it's very difficult to get to. What else could make peace difficult? Fear of loneliness. If our working premise is from the get-go, peace is very far away, perhaps a lifetime. Okay, that's already intimidating right there. A whole lifetime of time. I don't even know how long mine will be, so it's hard to fully contemplate what we're talking about here, but it's a long time. It's a long time. We all have that experience of turmoil, wanting that turmoil to just evaporate, and then it won't. It can feel very lonely when we are experiencing that. So if this idea of peace really is kind of just this idea that, well, we have to experience a lot of this lonely difficulty for a lifetime. Yeah, there's just not a lot of incentive with that's just, I couldn't barely finish that sentence. You saw I can't really get it out for that way of thinking about peace. And which is good news for me because again, my lived experience, the only place that peace lives, right here, right now, the now moment. And we could talk for hours and hours, days and days and days about this heaven and how it came to be. And if heaven is something that is important for you and is part of your life, then that's okay. You don't have to throw it out. But I just like to make it clear that peace is possible right here, right now, in our lifetime, in the now moment. So it's not really true that it's far away. We're going to be talking about how to get over that perception that it is far away. And it's also true that it's not necessarily difficult. And in fact, the level of difficulty that you're feeling as you get practiced with peace, that becomes your gauge. And the greater the level of difficulty that you're feeling on the inside, well, at least in my experience, that's what tells me I'm not facing peace anymore. I have gotten adrift, I've gotten stuck in old patterns, and readjust. And we're going to get to those techniques of how to disentangle and go through the steps to inner peace. But again, let's just pause for a moment and feel. Your eyes can be open or closed. Notice your breathing. And again, just notice if peace seems at all present or possible, or if it just feels abstract or far away. Either is okay to notice. Let yourself really slow your breathing. Find any comfort and relaxation in it. We're going to come back together here in just a moment. Now, whatever you observed, remember that's just a pause. Just a brief moment, like a snapshot. It's just helping us get the information to see what our patterns are. Our patterns of clinginess, of avoidance, all that good stuff. Thankfully, there are solutions. In the next video, I'll be sharing with you my pillars of peace. These are 3 fundamentals that help us find peace and work as the antidote to these 3 obstacles that I mentioned. So before the next video, take a moment to think about it. What is it that can help us feel peace? What would be a fundamental support of peace?